Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. I could not fix the crashing, but it seemed to be related to the Dream Guardians because after they were all dead it stopped, so no idea. But I can do the fight now. And ooh, as you can see, I can actually send other people in now, which is definitely helpful, I'd say. I guess they can't get back out, but whatever. I don't care. And I can switch arena wearing weapons every round. So us two should be enough, right? Am I still raging? I am still raging. Not enough resources action? Had I already punched once? Well, maybe. Anyway. Quick math says that this is probably more damage. Sure. And again. Oh, did I have to spend my action each turn on that spell? That's bullshit. That's just straight up bullshit. Well, that bug is still a thing, apparently. Okay. No, Percy, don't die. No. Oh, he's stood right in it. Whoopsie. So now the blowy uppy thingies. Why is there a little older cub? Would be funny if that mind flare ripped through everyone on, you know. What happens if I have nobody alive atop? Should be an issue, right? I hope. Nice. I was a little bit weirded out by the fact that it's not like injured in the slightest. No, I can't hear. Oh well. So you can go in as well. Disadvantage. Can't have that. Come on, there's someone else in melee. What? Oh. Of course, when you're slowed, you can only hit once. Makes sense. Even though it's somewhat annoying. I am not convinced that actually hits. Oh no, giant form's gone. Oh. What can you do? No force, no lightning, you see. Looky here, I'm even nice to you. Dude! How do you not have evasion? Wow. Owl bear, owl bear. Why are you frightened? Uh-oh. Oh wait, the entire upstairs is gone. That's funny. Fire, radiant, bludgeoning, piercing. In other words, this guy is quite useless now. But that's not necessarily news. So if I let you take the plunge here. Oh, that doesn't proc when you're not taking any damage. That's not too... that's not great. What the fuck is this? That does force, so I can not throw that. Death. Wait, don't tell me I can't throw bombs at this thing. Are you actually kidding me? Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Not enough resource. I fucking hate you. Whatever. Wait a second. That's an AoE? Good to know. ME4 I can't put it here. Oh, I can, good. Because it's not on the ground. Come on. That's better. Well. Bye, cub.
Save him, I promise.
This one is slowing me down.
What? What the fuck? Oops.
Impossible. Pain. Fear. Terror.
There we go.
Reconsider. Assess.
Asses.
Implore. Surrender.
Belay for surrendering,
The
eh?
bleating of a predator turns suddenly prey. Do not listen!
Spare me. Join me. Wield me. Become absolute.
Tell it
Obviously,
to
I'm not doing
split its
that.
own seams. End this.
Oh, that is such a hard decision. No, not really.
My master. I must obey. I must end.
I like how we're standing in the middle of an artillery marker.
Hopes, nightmares, and the screams of legions upon legions of unborn illithids. The pain rips through you, obliterating all thought, all feeling.
Wait, did I just command it to kill me as well?
Silence. Free of urge and worm, your brain is battered and bruised. But it is yours. Yours at last.
Bam! Artillery strikes. We all die. That feels very start of the game. I'm a fucking illithid, I can fly. Ouch. Flying doesn't have against that, I suppose. I have actually finished the game. Incredible. It's only taken me 670 hours. Oh yeah, we made it destroy the tadpoles, right? But not the mind flayers.
Everything you did, everything you sacrificed, it was worth it. For this.
For a city in ruins. World War illithid, I guess.
Well, this is a bigger mess than any we made in the old days. My congratulations.
Shit, I haven't tested if
My
clown makeup
powers.
works on an illithid.
They're draining. Just like Mazora said they would.
That is
A
not how
small price
warlocks
to
work.
pay in the grand scheme of things.
Boo did not doubt us for a moment. Not during any of our many failures.
And the tadpoles have fallen silent, I take it? Good. A mind flare wouldn't make for much of a heroic statue. Ah. Well, perhaps I speak with too much haste.
That was very insensitive
I
of
have
you.
never been known for my tact. But honesty is the better virtue by far. So, sincerely, thank you.
I will ensure that all Githyanki know your name and your sacrifice. What you have done today will start a fire that rages across the astral plane. With their lost prince returned, my people will burn away Vlaakith's corruption. And it is all thanks to you, the Illithid who defied a Netherbrain.
I wish I'd made you do it.
It is understandable that you regret this horror you have endured. But you made the right choice. My people need
This
their prince.
glittering is back.
My people are leaving, and I must leave with them. Come, Lae'zel. We will free the Githyanki and dismantle the Empire. Let them be imprisoned no longer.
I bet she won't stay here. Well, let's try.
It's not meant to be. You are Geich. As noble as you are, this is a threshold I cannot cross. I have already chosen a way. The way of Orpheus. Vlaakith will fall, and we will plant a seed. From that seed, Githyanki freedom will blossom. Your will is strong, Rastil. Your name will be etched in our slates. You will be called Mlagir, Liberator. Orpheus, I am ready.
Julas! Juthas! Farewell, Gestil, my liberator.
With the Githyanki gone, there's nothing left but the silence of the city, smoldering, waiting to be rebuilt. You are a mind flayer, the very thing you sought to eradicate. Whatever self you possess is quickly ebbing away.
Interesting.
Your friends and enemies alike are ripe for manipulation. And if not manipulation, then consumption. Soon you will not be able to trust yourself at all. You will be a monstrosity beyond redemption. Or not. Perhaps you are unique among illithid kind. Perhaps you will retain enough of who you are to resist
Too bad that
your
Omaluna's
nature.
dead.
A rogue mind flayer. Like the Emperor, the risk is certainly yours to take. Will you?
You've never been so wise, not strong, nor cool. I don't know if this has any consequences, but I would choose wisely, would wisely choose the second option.
You have thwarted the illithid grand design. You have defeated 3 chosen and a nether brain. You are miraculous. And you have earned the right to live. Your fate will be what you make of it. Now you are your own master. But it seems that Gale's mind is elsewhere.
The crown. It's somewhere in the Chiontha. If I salvage the stones, I can reforge it. The power of Karsus would be in my hands.
You mean my hands?
But what then? What would I do with it once I have it?
Retrieve the crown, give it to Mistral, wear it, become a god. Perhaps it's best to leave it where it is. I mean, there's a point to be made here for retrieving the crown, right? Because if it just lies at the bottom of the Chiontha, then anyone can grab it, right?
Sage and timely counsel as always, and I intend to heed it. A wise man learns from his mistakes and strives not to repeat them. I shall bring the crown to Mistra.
You don't even have to
Shall
reforge
cure
it,
me
you
of
know.
my affliction, and I'll finally be free.
Well, more likely she's gonna kill you, but you know. I hate all of these options.
And a more deserving one this time around. If this adventure has taught me anything, is that there are things in this world far more valuable than power.
More power.
Besides, growing quite fond of this merry band of ours, but I'd quite like to see what happens to it. I'm sure Mistra will summon me soon enough, but until then, I propose we celebrate our victory the mortal way, with a drink in our hands and reckless abandon in our hearts.
Ah! That might be the smartest thing you've ever said, Gale. What do you think? Time for a quick one? Before the work begins again?
No, my flat, whatever, please.
Just remember who your friends are, will you? In
Oh,
case
the
you start to
irony.
become, well, you know, hungry.
I'll be sure to start with your rotten brain.
I
mate.
honestly don't mind what we do once we get to the... Ow! What the... Oh, no. Oh, God. Well, it was It was nice when it lasted. Ah! I'm sorry. I have to go.
It seems
That's a bit
the end of
sad.
Astarion's love affair with the sun. That'll be hard on him.
We did it, soldier. The city's going to be all right.
Wait, what's this scene? Like,
So
we just arrived or something.
Engine's finally cooked. Held on just long enough.
Yeah, just long enough to fuck that brain.
So, how'd I do? So are you. My friend. My companion. I adore you.
Well, I mean,
Careful.
if you're dying anyway,
Hot.
I mean, I'm getting mind hungry.
I never gave up. I did my best. I did my best.
The fucking game just crashed. During the epilogue. What is there to crash the game during the fucking epilogue? Wow. Fucking wow, Larian.
So, it's the one thing I can't beat, isn't it? I wanted to live in my city with my friends. But life is for the living. And I saw... Goodbye, son. Goodbye, sea.
Can I have all that gear back before you die,
No,
please?
Stop. I won't allow this. Karlak, you're coming with me. Back to Avernus. We can't let her die. Not like this. Not now.
You can't.
Huh. That sounds fun.
So, What do you say? Die here now, or live on with people who love you? Azariel won't touch you. I swear it, Karlak.
All right. All right. We have to go. Now.
No, that's a nice touch.
I can't hang on much longer.
Thank the gods you've seen sense. Come, to Avernus we go. Our next adventure awaits.
Just a little bit of hell. It's a nice vacation, basically. An adventuring vacation. Okay.
It's over. And it's all because of you.
That sounded a bit accusational.
Destined to become a thrall. Thanks to you, there will be no Illithid empire, no death god's tyranny. You have earned your place amongst the legends of the Sword Coast. You are the saviors of Baldur's Gate.
I hate endings. As in, there very rarely is an ending that doesn't leave a sour taste in my mouth.
Well, soldier. Here we are.
So he looks nice.
It worked. My engines calmed down. I shouldn't have let you come here. This isn't going to be easy, you know. Zariel's going to come at us with everything she's got.
Sounds fun.
Gods. Like clockwork. They'll be on us soon. But there's just enough time. Thought I was done with these. But then, there was you.
I want to see the Mind Flayer smoke.
Imps are fast, but careless. Don't let them tire you out. Just get rid of them. And don't forget, you asked for this. Better let these fuckers know I'm back. And this time, I'm not alone.
Nice weapon, Karlak. A nice weapon. Nice weapon.
When the invitation came, you were hip-deep in Lemur's slime, swarmed by hell wasps, and about to drive the killing blow on a magma claw. Cutting through the dreadful buzz of the wasps and the screams of the damned, a familiar, comforting voice echoed in your mind.
Why have they changed clothes and I haven't?
Requested your attendance in Faerun to gather with your friends and allies, those who stood against the Absolute at your side.
Thou wert called here, some from above, some below. For with thine bond, together thou hast kept the wheel of fate spinning when it threatened to halt. Though thou wert drawn far apart in the months after the collapse of the Absolute, tonight Fate renews thy bond once more. Thou shouldst take care to preserve it. It is a great weapon, wielded in the hand of good. Go. Know one another once more.
Must be careful to not overindulge.
There you are. Keeping us all on tenterhooks so you could make a dramatic entrance, is it? Starting to wonder if you'd show up.
Isn't that the same line she has when you share wine with her? Shadowheart, isn't it?
Hilarious. You could find work as a jester if you stumble upon a noble with more gold than taste. Oh, come here, will you? It's been forever.
Slurp, 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 ready. Munch.
You feel a little more substantial than before. Less camping and scrounging off the land, I take it.
I'm not sure how much truly want to know about my diet, but I've been getting by just fine.
Fair point. I'm not quite sure this evening's refreshments will be to your tastes, but hopefully the company will make up for it. I'm
The
glad you've seen
company is to my taste, yes.
Truly. I had no doubt, but I'm glad to hear you say it all the same. Wondering, mostly. The adventuring life is almost a tonic when you're not constantly threatened by brain monsters and cultists. I can finally see the world beyond the cloister. One of my first stops was the House of the Moon in Waterdeep. It's the largest temple of Selûne in existence. It seemed like the perfect spot to reflect on my parents, on where they came from. And where I came from too, I suppose. Hard to imagine, isn't it? Me, of all people, in the lair of the Moon Witch herself. Gods, your truest act of heroism was putting up with all that char and drivel I was spouting for so long.
You're right, it was truly heroic.
And oh so modest. Well, I've had run-ins with my former fellow Sharans on a couple of occasions. Word seems to have spread of what happened at the cloister. Now other chapters of Shar worshippers see me as a prime target to offer up to their lady as a sacrifice. Don't worry. I know their tired old tricks better than anyone. They'll need more than a hooded cloak and poison blade to best me. Especially when I have a friend on the inside keeping me abreast of their predictable little plans. None other. The matter of her faith and allegiances remains complicated, let's say. But she is still my oldest friend. I have hopes that perhaps she might turn from Shar entirely given time. But that's a decision she will have to make for herself. If that day comes, I'll be ready.
I sense an exfiltration DLC.
Must I? You presume a great deal. I'm joking. Of course I want to know. Tell me all.
Interesting how that's not a mind flare option. It's not italic.
I'm glad you two have each other. Hells, I'd be almost tempted to come along if you'd have me. Perhaps if your adventures ever lead you out of Avernus permanently. Hopefully, these meetups will become a regular occurrence. It's not that I miss the tadpoles, but at least it brought us together. Now we've got to make the extra effort ourselves. Don't remind me. Someone's always got somewhere else to be, but let's do our best all the same. After all, we've faced down bigger threats than wrangling together a few social calendars.
I'm not sure.
Don't be a stranger.
Perhaps he wishes to live vicariously through the attendees' appetites.
What? And why? And the fuck?
Swift as my feet can carry me.
Now, there's a face I know well and... Ah, it's the star of the show. Our humble protagonist who forsook Baal to save the city. Our skeletal friend will be very pleased to see I found my way here, despite my invitation getting lost in the post.
Yeah, I bet that happened.
Oh, I wouldn't bother you with such things during a party. And anyway, I've gotten quite good at replicating your signature, so you needn't even bother with the release form. You might help me with the title, though. I'm considering The Hero and Me. What do you think? Me. It's all Volo as far as I'm concerned. Perhaps, once the manuscript is finished, you'd even be willing to write a foreword? Or better yet, I'll write a draft and you can just sign your name. Better still, I'll sign it for you. Hmm? Ah, your
How
success
about I
really
just
has
eat
been
your brain?
Wonderful for my reputation. But you mustn't let me hog your attention all night, my friend.
Well now. You can make yourself presentable when you have a mind to.
What?
Higher form has brought with it some higher manners then.
That makes one of us.
Oh, forgive me. I am simply excitable. It is good to be out under an open sky once more. My first, since the reconstruction began. We left quite a mess behind. But the city begins to look something like itself once more. Same twisting alleys for purse pickers. Same wooden buildings ready to get burnt by next year's dragon. Same cisterns overflowing. Huh. An empty throne, thanks to you. The city will not be long in burying it. Baldurians simply get on with it. Stubbornness, civic spirit, plain stupidity. Perhaps all three, but nothing I will sniff at any longer. Harpers have come from half the world over to lend aid. Farmers, masons, healers. My own son, Jord, has been wooed to their ranks.
Oh, no.
Already he plans crop cycles in Worm's Crossing. Not so for my daughter. Ryan's rejoined the Flaming Fist. Temporarily, you understand. To organize the craftsmen. Though she spends more time locking up comrades for pocketing aid funds. They might learn a thing or two if they don't expel her. Again.
She might actually be your legitimate daughter, not just adopted, just saying.
I suppose I am. I tried to steer them clear of my life's work, but they have chosen it for themselves. There is still much to do. People to house, a Harper network to rebuild. I may have little love for this city, but so long as my family chooses to serve it, I can do no less. For all your travels, I hope you have arrived where you want to be. Home. Whatever that means to you.
Ah, you know, wherever I can eat some fresh brains.
Garlack is lucky to have you. And know that you are not forgotten. If your friends don't drag you from the hells, it will only be because you freed yourself first. But there will be more to discuss on that matter. First, I must inspect the refreshments. You'll never know. Some ne'er-do-well might have tampered with the wine.
Yes, you have to sample all of it to make sure.
There you are, my friend. Breathe deep. Can you smell it?
Wait, did you take a dump?
You take in every scent the night breeze carries. Sweet honeysuckle, tender violets, and an earthy fragrance you can't quite recognize.
Forest trees draped in moss. Bittersweet, smoky, and that faintest hint of vanilla. A far cry from the rancid Avernus heat that's been clogging my lungs. I swear, the three of us have felled enough Cambions to build a fortress with their horns. Who'd have thought
Why haven't we done
one of
that?
those fiends held the key to escaping Avernus for good? If those blueprints work, we might be able to fix
Wait,
Karlach.
what?
And she
Wait,
might be able
what?
to go home to Faerun.
Wait, fucking what?
I think the splinters I made out of the last bone devil I saw speak for themselves. Not to pat myself too hard on the back, but I'm not such a bad ranger if I do say so myself.
Again, that's not how it works. Warlocks are not clerics. They don't have to, like, beg for their powers every day in you. They just have a pact, they do something, and they get powers in return, and those powers stay. Even if they decide to no longer, you know, grow the pact and level up in Warlock mechanically, right? If you get out of the pact, you can't level up anymore, but you don't lose your powers.
I've seen him more than a few times.
You can't take them
And
back.
he's as proud of me as I am of him. He's leading the city's renewal, opened the gates to all newcomers, rebuilt the council from scratch. And he's back in his element, commanding the Flaming Fist with brave heart and no shortage of empathy. The likes of Gortash can bend people's minds with a few chosen words. No tadpole needed. Bane's Chosen primed the Fist for a war they weren't meant to win. He convinced them there was an assassin hiding in every shadow, that cruelty
there
was
was.
the correct answer to crisis. With a few exceptions, fathers pardoned every last fist. If my forgiveness not be Tyr's will, so be it. I shall forgive them all the same. His words, not mine. He still believes in the bow and the blade, but with Floric's help, he's teaching the Fist a new lesson. Valor is found not in the wounds you inflict, but in the lives that you have bettered. May they all take it to heart. Well, that's enough hell talk for the moment. The night's young. You shouldn't go wasting it. Or wasting any of the wine for that matter. I plan on downing half a bottle myself. Oh, did I say half a bottle?
So when I fucked that squid, right? They were all interested. They do have a chance now.
My friend, the Hellswalker. For 2 months, Orpheus trained me in the ways of the comet. For 2 more, I skewered Kithraki bellies. And for 2 more yet, I traveled through Limbo. But to see your face, it brings me even more pleasure than taking a Royal Inquisitor's head.
Interesting.
It's nice to hear it. It has taken all of Orpheus's efforts to conjure my projection, and all of mine to convince him to let me come. Worth it, I'd say. I miss this place. This... Fey Run.
It's Faerun.
Shractalor. I wouldn't expect you to. The capital city of the Githzerai, an exiled people, once kin with mine, until the madness of civil war ripped our one sky into 2. Algish sent word of the rebellion to their god king Zareth Minyaragith through the cosmos. He's agreed to parley. It's fallen to me to secure an alliance.
The great warrior lays out on a diplomatic mission?
I was as surprised as anyone when Orpheus spoke the order. My blade is keen as ever, but it was you who showed me that a proper victory doesn't always require a razor-sharp edge.
No, sometimes just some slimy tentacles are
A
enough.
sincere plea is more persuasive than a dagger against the neck. Minyaragith is an ascetic. He reached out in good faith. This is his way. It is in this spirit that I must meet him. And if he refuses, I carry on. Gravity pulls me in but one direction.
Down.
I am a warrior of the comet. I will not rest until I burn Vlaakith's bones to ash and smash her phylactery to pieces. My people will be free. But you've heard that refrain before. Zealous, bossy, insistent. All part and parcel of my undeniable charm. Soon, when the comet has risen, when the Lich Queen has crumbled to dust, I miss this place. More to the point, I missed you.
What's
I'll
up
be
with all...
back one day.
Wow.
The Overgod himself couldn't keep me away.
So first all the romances bug out, and now they're all thirsty. I feel like there's some flags set still.
You would think someone of my vintage would be inured to the passage of time. Yet these past 6 months have seemed endless without your company. But now, our paths cross once more. Just as I hoped they would, more like. The Oak Father has been kind to me this past while. Yet I cannot forget the bond we all forged together. It is one that can weather any distance, any passage of time. I know it can, for I feel the longing for old friends in my heart each day. I always do. Should I ever decline, assume a doppelganger has taken my place.
It looks so weird.
That was more than worth the wait. Rest assured, my arms shall be ready.
I don't need your arms, if you know what I mean.
We have much to catch up on.
Just give me your brain.
Do not allow me to ramble on. I am eager to hear all you've been doing. In that case, very well. Our community grows rapidly. In 6 months, we have turned what was once a shadowy wasteland into a true home for all. In another 6 months, I would wager the scars of the past will be entirely invisible, even to those who remember them. The old masonry of Moonrise Towers and Rythwin have been repurposed into new homes, and the land is rich with harvests and bountiful trees. Nature and civilization are in harmony, stronger together.
I'd like to see that, honestly.
My greatest purpose and greatest reward. Those children have been through more than fate had any right to cast at them, and yet they go on as resilient as anything in nature. I impart what knowledge I can to them, yet, in truth, they teach me far more. The land we saved is theirs, and they will cherish it, I'm sure. Thaniel and Oliver shall never want for friends again. You are welcome whenever you like, and for however long you please. Now, please, tell me all, and spare no details. I shall not lie. I have an ulterior motive in wishing to hear all. It is the children, you see, my charges. Their appetite for bedtime tales is greater than I could ever have anticipated.
Daddy Halsin, okay.
Another story, Daddy Halsin. Another is the chorus that greets me each nightfall. They have all but exhausted my repertoire in but a few short months. No mean feat given the lifetime I have lived. I desperately need new material, please. My reputation is at stake. You would ask to be tucked in next. But whatever the intrepid adventurer needed, I would have been glad to provide.
Yeah.
More than a few, I should think. At least I shall be equipped to explain the birds and the bees when the time comes. But I hope that time is quite a while off yet. I am all ears. Though I never cared for that phrase. A rather unsettling image.
Oh, Laser.
I am glad you and Karlak have an enduring friendship.
Yes,
It shall serve as a strong lesson for the children, as well as a stirring tale. Now, it would be cruel of me to hoard you all to myself for the evening, as much as I would like to. I shall leave you to the others for now, unless there was anything else. Quite often. They come and go as they please, but with so many playmates to avail of, they are far from strangers. They ask after you often. What you did for them will never be forgotten. I can see it in the land all around me. But more importantly, I see it in their faces whenever they visit. To make a child smile is to dabble with the power of gods, as far as I'm concerned. I spend half my days in Ursine form. The children demand it. I had a score of them taking turns riding upon my back just days ago. I'm glad they are so comfortable with the Oakfather's creations. But they must learn that not all are as amiable as I am. A lesson for another time, though. They deserve some joy. As for roaming, that impulse has dwindled, I must admit. Perhaps because I have found where I am meant to be. As did I, but somehow I feel like I no longer need to roam. Amazing what can be discovered on occasion, but I prefer not to interfere. Francesca of the High Forest is Archdruid now, and by all accounts, she has proven to be a steady and wise influence. Even Korga may yet find true balance, thanks to her influence. Of course. Your embrace makes me feel safer than any armor could. Before
What
you
an
go,
ironic thing to
I
say.
have something for you. Just a little keepsake, really.
Oh, a dog.
You remember how I told you I like to whittle? I made this.
Or is it a little squid? No, it's a duck. Okay.
Ducks are my favorite, but I thought they were particularly fitting in this case. They are migratory birds, of course, traveling far and wide with the turn of the seasons. Yet, they always find their way back to where they belong. Just like old friends find themselves back in each other's company. Just a token to remember me by.
One gold.
A familiar sight. Scratch can't quite speak around the thing he has in his mouth.
It's so nice to see you again. You smell different, but not too different. I missed your smell, but this thing I found had you all over it. I brought it for you, and I thought perhaps you'd like to throw it? I certainly have, and I always will. Forever, I think. And so will you.
This seems pretty red, but no, not even close.
Aha! You see, Boo? I told you were afraid. Ah, breathe deep, Boo. The smell of heroes sings from every stone in this place. Ah, to meet again where your journey began, my friend. An honor. For Minsk and his hamster both. Oh, and for Happy also.
Yes. Honored, of course.
Who the fuck are you?
See how your very presence snatches the breath from his chest? And it is no wonder.
Are you married, Minsk?
This day that Happy learned of your legend, while we gazed down upon the very city you saved.
He dangled me from the high hall.
Okay, maybe not.
For 2 hours.
The guild should not go creeping in high places if they do not have the stomach for them, hmm? It is well for Happy the strange portal appeared when it did. Minsk's arm was growing achsome. So I have. Though it is a piece made more from blade and boot than it is any sense of brotherhood. 9 fingers forbade any looting of the Illithid's fleshy vessels. And so Minsk guards what remains of the battle site. Even from her. But where Minsk might once have thrown any sneaking scoundrels from the tower top, now I tell them of you. How you ruled the wickedness within. How they might do the same.
Aww.
Yes, yes, I'll rule it. I'll be better.
Oh, of course. It is still for Boo to decide if they live or die.
Oh.
But enough, my friend! I cannot tell your tale if I do not know the whole of it. Minsk and Boo would know where you have been. what you have done. Oh, Boo, do you know what it would mean? To find a cure for Karlak's heart? Exactly! Her heart will be cured!
Yes.
Oh, when this day comes, you must come and bunk with Minsk and Boo.
Yes.
Fear not. We sleep in that sewer no longer. It is a different sewer, much less damp beneath the bedroll. Now, Halfling, Boo will not have you embarrassing him in front of his friends. So you ought to know the rest of the company you keep. Will Ravengard, the Blade of Frontiers, Devil-Horned and Angel-Hearted.
Blade of Avernus, please.
Lae'zel of Creshkiller, true child of Gith, and true friend to Boo. Though she will and say it is not so. Astarion, who is banished by the sun itself for fear his Spanish soul might outshine it. We visit him much down in the dark places, though he often moves his lair without remembering to tell me where. Gale, the man who would be a god, but then thought better of it. Boo thinks better of him for it too. Shadowheart, two gods dogged at her soul, but she managed to keep it all for herself in the end. Wait, Boo, did she do something with her hair? Halsin, Archdruid of Arch... somewhere. He is a much better man than he smells. And there, the champion of the Hells herself. Karlak Demon's Bane, Devil's Bane, Merkul Ball and Bane
Minsk should have gone with Karlak, honestly.
Once more, Bull shall scratch the Hells wide open and find a way to bring her back. And finally, Jahira. If this is a name you do not already know, then not even...
No, I know her.
Study them well, sneak thief. For the best among them will be a guide for your guild. Heroes who put the city before themselves, who never falter in their duty. And more than this, who never arrive to a party without even a gift for the host.
But wait!
Go, my friend. Be among our friends. There is much work yet to be done before this one is fit to join them.
All this stimulating conversation leaves you hungry. To speak is not enough. You wish to explore the brain of your friend.
No, not this one.
There are cruel rumors spread that Minsk may once have suffered injury to his brain. You could set the slander right at last. Tell the world every bite was perfect. The buffet table at this party bears pie, punch, and cocktail sausages. No respite shall be had at this pitiful smorgasbord.
Oh no. I have to see what happens, right?
You shall dine well tonight.
What?
The whole gang is here. Wish I'd had time to polish up the horns.
Withers has a keen eye for a nice vintage. Why were we scrounging in barrels and kegs for supplies when he could source these? God, I remember one evening when we had to eat 14 apples, some fish heads, and a stale loaf of bread just to get by.
Yum, yum, yum.
Fascinating. Thou hast
I shared
ventured
food again.
long with thy comrades, shared food, fire, and friendship, but even such adamantine bonds could not prevent thee from ruining my party. Suddenly, I am most tired. Good day.
That's a bit of an issue. Because we're faithless. And Withers is the only one that kind of prevents
The buffet table,
us
no
from
respite
wandering
shall
the
be
food
had at this
plane once we
pitiful
die.
smorgasbord. This is highly illogical. There are plenty of other craniums awaiting your suction, and this is a prize ally. And besides, this brain before you, its endorphins are in a joyous flow. It is a wonderful scent, the odor of friendship.
Interesting.
I remember one evening when we had to eat 14 apples, some fish heads, and a stale loaf of bread just to get by.
Oh, so Withers has made his home here. Interesting. Who have I not spoken to? Karlak, obviously. Gale! Gale is Tyrion Karlak. Where's Gale?
Oh, hello. Let me guess, you've got some suggestions about the music choice.
No, I just want to eat your brain.
I find it hard to summon up the trademark pep these days. You have no idea who I am, do you? I thought Withers might have set the stage a little. Milil. Though if the lack of song prayers is anything to go by, that name carries less weight than it used to.
Musical prayers were once offered to Milil, Lord of Song, a minor deity whose worship faded after offending the trickster god Cyric.
I'm washed up, I'm afraid.
Just like Withers.
You know? You're bloody right! It is an honor! Finally! The scribe picks an adventurer of substance, of culture! What can I do you for? Your wish is my... etc. What song do you want? Fantastic idea! It'll suit the whole affair perfectly.
I remember one evening when we had to eat 14 apples, some fish heads, and a stale loaf of bread just to get by.
Endless spring.
Cheers to you. Ah, cool, fresh air. By the living gods, I need it.
Rank. I'd take rat over this any day.
Remember the star without its wizard? Oh, yeah. No, Roland. Still not killed by beloved ranger, yeah.
Oh, it smells so good here.
Wilbur Bongo slain, yeah, how did that happen? Brandon's disbanded.
What's cooking?
Assassination, yeah. When does encounter vampire spawn live to tell the tale? Interesting.
Well, look who decided to turn up.
Your mom?
I wasn't sure our withered old friend could live up to his promise. But here we are. And look at you, straight from the hells, still reeking of brimstone. I take it you've been having fun. I'd expect nothing less from someone with your talents. You always brought a whiff of madness to the battlefield.
That's actually true, considering I'm a wild magic sorcerer, right?
I've taken a turn as an adventurer and hero. It turns out no one actually cares about murder, as long as you murder the right people. And apparently I'm rather good at it. Let's not get carried away, darling. I'm still me. Perhaps more me than I've ever been.
That's nice.
I did at first. But then I realized these shadows, this darkness, it's all a part of me. I spent too long defined by what other people did to me, the choices other people made for me. But that's over now.
See, that's a good ending.
It's who I am, in all my glory, for better and for worse. That being said, I haven't completely given up on returning to the sun. If the opportunity presented itself, well, I wouldn't say no. But until then, I am happy. We've had quite the journey, you and I. From the moment I first threatened you, I knew you were someone special. Someone to take on the world with. I will miss our time together. But then again, maybe this isn't goodbye. So much as it's, see you later, darling.
Yeah, that conversation had to end on that note. There was no way that I could reply to that and not make it worse. Colonel's consolidated guild uses rebuilding of its expand power. Absolute emergency over declares fist. Last year that's routed from sewers. Editor resigns. Chares's raconteur Raphael reported dead. Selunite outpost decimated by unknown assailant, now protected by the sword of Selun and Dame Aelin. Nice. Black market, black magic, devil's fee, goods still again unaccounted for. Man, I like this. That's nice.
Well, well. Look what the Tressim dragged in.
Yeah, exactly my feelings.
Professor Gale Decarius of Blackstaff Academy. Educator of the esteemed School of Illusion.
But you were an evocation wizard by default. Why illusion now? I see Mistra didn't smite you in the end.
I'm delighted to report. I surrendered the crown of Carsus to her, as I told you I would. And in return, she cured me of the orb at last. Even now, I struggle to put the feelings into words. It was like exhaling for the first time after holding my breath for so very long. Of course, I haven't clarified with my students that the orb is no longer a threat. The legend of my explosive capabilities is an excellent means of controlling a classroom. Too good, if anything. I spend most of my time trying to convince them how much fun
I read
the study of
crying and
magic
that was
can
quite
be.
funny.
But it'd be easier to crack a smile on an intellect devourer than some of my pupils.
I know an intellect devourer that could actually smile. On a mind flayer, perhaps. Convince me.
Illusory magic has the power to confound the senses, to render the impossible into reality, and to allow expression of that most magical attribute of all: imagination. Had you the decades to spare, I think you'd prove quite adept at it, as you did in that first lesson I taught you.
I mean, I think technically speaking, I'm immortal now, so
Though it vanished all
you know.
too quickly. You were, of course, indulging me in submitting to such a lesson. Teaching you was hardly an effort at all. Oh, they try their best, of course.
The cheek of them! Nothing a well-placed swipe from Tara can't fix, though.
And what of you? What are you making of this newfound lease of life we earned?
I like how I've so far managed to completely like avoid talking about my condition.
I'm sorry for the devils in your path. I mean, I don't, of course. Sure, they deserve it. I've told my students plenty of tales about our escapades. You're something of a hero to them, you know? I'll be delighted to introduce you to my current cohort as a guest lecturer, perhaps. I'm sure they'd have plenty of questions for you. I totally understand. Perhaps our exploits might be a little on the mature side for my students. Come to think of it. Still, at the very least, you must come visit me. I have a pantry full of Waterdavian delicacies and a delightful bottle of Elverquist with your name on them.
Mate. Yeah.
Say no more. There's a wizard in Blackstaff's anatomical department who owes me a favor. No questions asked. All diets will be catered for. I can hardly wait.
Okay. No
It will
comment.
give us plenty of time to catch up on your adventures. I'm very curious to know what you've been up to these past months. But I suspect the telling of that tale would keep you tied to me all evening. So, in the spirit of selflessness, I encourage you to mix and mingle for now, with time enough to come.
Oh, right. You. Hello. Yes, I'm certain it is. As for you, well, I've heard congratulations are in order. You helped Mr. Dicarios save Baldur's Gate from the Absolute.
yes, I helped him.
And you made
Yes.
significant sacrifices to your well-being by the looks of things. Well done. Despite my old friend's genius, he'd have blown himself up long ago if not for the help of friends like you and I. You ought to come visit myself and Gale when you're able. If you can extract yourself from whatever responsibilities mind flayers might have. Why, I took time out of my busy schedule to come to your party, didn't I? What greater show of respect could there be? Ta-ta, darling.
Did you just tatami, bitch? Only one bitch is allowed to tatami. Let's see if she's here. Was this always a thing at the campsite? I'm not sure. Or rather, I'm quite sure it wasn't, but...
This is nice. Yes. I think that's the right word for it.
I've talked to everyone, right? No, I haven't talked to my girl.
Oh, shit. Oh, my God. He wasn't kidding. Where's your mad bastard? You brought us back! Commander Zula won't know where the fuck we went! Ha! Oh, man, I can't wait to say hi to everyone. Look at them, the beauts. Rest up, soldier. My tin can will be all right for the night. And you and me will get to sleep with both eyes shut for the first time in 6 months. Here, here. Enjoy it, soldier. You've earned it. Every time.
I can still turn no blue at least.
She's got a knight in her, I think. Any trouble and I'll toddle back off to hell quick as you please. Oh, hey, before you go, I've been thinking about those blueprints we found. Zariel's probably got a load of Cambions guarding that forge. I'm sure she knows I'll want in. She'll do anything to stop me from fixing this thing. I might have an in with one of the guards, though. You may remember my old friend Flo. Not sure she'll help us, but maybe. We might get to come home. Permanently. Maybe even sooner than we think.
Oh, no longer blue. To the hero of the realms, we have followed your adventure closely. From the day you fell from the North Lloyd to the final blow you struck, another brain as it loomed over the Sword Coast. We are but a humble guild who pride ourselves in telling stories, not unlike the tales to be written of you for many years to come. How inspired we have been to witness your feats awesome and terrible, the lives you've saved and sundered, the friendships you've found. Thus we thought to extend a greeting, to thank you for adventuring with such creative determination, such a panache, enough to touch the hearts of each of a number with deepest gratitude, the Guild of Great Genius. Sounds interesting. Can I please open that? Yes, thank you.
Rank.
No, it doesn't work. Sniff. To an old acquaintance. I write to you from the sunny porch of the last light inn. A light breeze blows now and then. People are milling in and out. Builders, visitors, the children of all ages in Halsin's care. I can no longer hold a quill or eat without assistance. A kind friend is transcribing this for me. Nathaniel, rejoined with Oliver, has promised to be with me when the end comes, and as our old songs drift on the wind ever louder, I know I have mere days left. But I do not fear it. If not for your help, this land would still be shrouded in darkness, and I'd still be lost within it. Know that my heart is full and happy, and I'm grateful for my last moments. Do visit someday, and if you have time to stop by an old Flaming Fist's grave, I know I'd love to see you. Hardcover, you cheeky bastard. Salutations. I'm writing to request your help in a mysterious case that has arisen since our little Balian bash a half-year ago. Regrettably, I've had to take the credit for dispelling the Baal cult in your absence, you understand, and I'm working on routing the remaining Baalists from our fair city, with the newly promoted Blaze Develer Fountainhead and Tower, of course. This has made me a target. A false document bringing my name into ill repute has been made public and alleged unpaid barter with day off song. If you happen to be passing through with a bundle of coin, perhaps you can persuade management of my obvious innocence. Much obliged. Investigator Valerius Luther Farm. P.S. I need advice on getting Balor's blood out of cloth. My head's not been the same since the murder tribunal. Since the timely end of Rafeld's reign, I've gone back to Mistopheles' palace in Kenya. Many of his father's court are celebrating the demise of my little brat behind closed doors. And I'm making fortune selling evenings in his form. Now there's no contract binding me to secrecy. Rather tasteless to desire a man like that, even almost amongst devil kind, isn't it? Unsurprisingly, you've proven quite popular by warming the denizens of the ice halls as well. Do I still notice that, though? Because I'm no longer myself. Undoubtedly, you felt the echoes of ecstasy when I turned into you, yes? Questionable. Many satisfied hellspawn. I was with a Galagon the other night who was rather taken by how your surface flesh shivered, pushed up against the glacier. What? Okay. Here are some other reviews of your body my patrons have asked me to forward to you. It's so rare to find a not-forked tongue in these parts. 5 to 5. You really should have asked for the nails to be trimmed before memorizing this form 2 of 5. Gets frostbite too quickly and is unsuitable to exhibitionism in the cell 3 of 5. If you're enjoying pleasure's cake, your favorite incubus. Hero of Baldur's Gate, vanquisher of the Absolute. The city is forever in your debt, for without your valor, your audacity, your sacrifice, it would not know renewal. It's not temples and ancient homes that I speak of, but hearts. Baldur's Gate can never be the city it was before it suffered the Absolute's touch, and that is as it should be. The survivors have borne witness to their homes near destruction. They have come to regret turning a blind eye to the cruelty God has disguised as safety and security. And they understand, the survivors have come to understand, that trust, compassion and unity are the foundation of Baldur's Gate. Our gates are open once more to the disowned and displaced. The Flaming Fist will learn to be true servants of the people, and I will devote myself to ridding the gate of the shameful fears that allowed evil to enter our homes and sit at our tables. Yours, old the Raven God. Shellac, the Prince of the Comet, shines ever bright. Breath by breath, battle by battle, Vlaakith's death draws nearer. We have taken to the astral plane, slaughter all who must be slaughtered, and spread the air's truth to every possible ear, willing and unwilling. Many Githyanki have already taken up arms with us as warriors of the comet. Others have remained in their enclaves of thrall, traveled to crashes, dedicating themselves to office as scribes, spies, and slate scholars. But our allies do not call themselves children of Gith. Zareth Manyara Gith, Gith, the Rise God King, has requested an audience. Do not all call themselves children of Gith. There was a time I would have thought such a coalition unspeakable, but Orpheus has spoken. If Vlaakith is to fall, perhaps the two skies must again be made one. Boss, bravery killed Orpheus, Knight of the Comet. Okay. Hey, it's Arabella, you remember me, right? Bowman once said I need to find balance. Where creation meets ruin, where morning meets midnight, the root of all being, fancy talk. I couldn't summon her in the fight. He was right though. After I touched that idol in the grove, it was like a big tree started to grow in my head, and all these weird thoughts and feelings and powers sprouted on its branches like big black leaves. I had to figure myself out, so I followed the weave, like Bowman said. I don't know how I knew what to do, I just did. After you squished the brain, Beardman showed up. Said the weave led him to me and me to him. He's teaching me how to make sense of all these leaves on my head tree. He says I need to use magic responsibly. He also says not to call him Beardman. Now that you know how it goes. I will not be silenced, E. Needling with Edward. Friends, Balloons, my people, consider our loss. Our lord and benevolent patriarchs maimed. Our great upper city libraries demolished. The very beating heart of our great city, the right to speak freely, dead upon the cobbles. You do not see, my friends, Lord Godish, formerly our greatest bulwark against the absolutes, now smeared. As a collaborator, his allies and colleagues tossed aside former publications of repute, turning to censorious farces. I ask you... My friend, no, my darling, meow. Oh. Different darling than I thought. Greetings from Menzoberranzan, where the blood you so kindly traded me is ready to play its part in resurrecting the glorious house of Blodra. From the moment I saw you, I knew you had power, and I knew that I could harness it. I knew that it could be mine. Soon I will descend into the abyss my people call the Claw Rift, searching for my lost house in its depths. Will it be dangerous? Oh yes, most dangerous. But don't fear, darling. Your strength will see me through. I will find the ruins of my house, and when I emerge again, it will be as the matron mother of a house reborn. Thanks to you. All thanks to you. All thanks to the power in your blood. Till we meet again, my darling. A Raj or Blowdraw. Master of the sanguine arts. After so long in the vampire's cell, I've almost forgotten how to ride. Never mind what to ride, but what can you say to the person who unlocked your cage and gave you your life back? Or gave us some kind of life, at least. After you killed Kasdan and opened our cells, we fled into the Underdark. There were thousands of us, a ravenous wave mad with freedom and out for blood. And gods, do we find blood. We swarmed every monster and unfortunate in our path, drinking what we could. We lost hundreds along the way, some to beasts, but most just disappeared into the dark. It wasn't easy, but eventually Cazador's house spawned, calmed us, and took control. They found some old ruins we could call home, and we've been there ever since, building new lives for ourselves. We're not free down here. The dark will chain us forever, but we aren't the prisoners we once were either, and that's thanks to you. You looked in our cages and saw people, not monsters. And here, down in the shadows, we're trying to live up to that. Thank you now and forever, Sebastian. Dear friend, I doubted you for so long. Perhaps you knew that already in spite of my best attempts. You proved yourself time and time again. In Joaquin's Rest, and Moonrise Towers and Worm's Rock, and still doubted. The Netherbrain's defeat should have proven your courage, yet I was more doubtful than ever. This was a ruse, a dream, a trick. And then one eve from the elf song I heard it, singing. A raucous, lewd, tuneless, drunken refrain. I had never heard anything more terrible and more beautiful. I raised my voice and joined the chorus. That was the moment all my doubts went away and were replaced with something more valuable, hope. Baldur's Gate will be whole again. I might have doubted you, but you never did. With profound admiration, Floric. To the Spawn's Tarian, greetings from the family of Ulmar, hunter of monsters and keepers of peace across Faerun. We know this letter finds you well, for although we hunt you no longer, we do sometimes keep a watch. Your restraint and control over your bloodlust has been admirable. Indeed, it has been an inspiration for children who have struggled with their own hunger. These last months have been a difficult time for people. We have protected and nurtured our children as best we can, and we have learned much. Herbs we once used to dull our foes' minds are now sedatives to ease hunger and pain. Restraints built to hold the undead, now protect them from themselves. There's been a lot of pain, but a lot of progress too. Our children learned discipline and control, while we learned compassion and patience. There was a time when we would have destroyed any undead creature, our own blood or not, and called it a mercy, but then we made you. We saw that redemption was possible. Difficult, yes. Painful, but possible. You saved our children first from Kasdan and then from us. For that we thank you. We'll watch you still, but with more admiration than fear. Walk in peace, Astarian. Torment may concern. Withers gave me this address and said I should consider writing. All I considered it. Return address included. Best Barker's route. Hey there, would you mind passing this on to Karlak? Thanks, Emil. Karlak, if you're reading this, you're alive. One way or another, you found a way. Thank the gods. I think of you often, wondering what's become of you. Write to me, won't you, please? Yours faithfully, Damon. Can I do this? Good. Gale, my boy, I can apologize for my absence from Wither's little gathering. I can only apologize. As I know, only the most urgent of business would keep me from indulging myself in his excellent taste in sweetmeats, and your esteemed company, of course. I was delighted to hear that you came to your senses with regards to that cursed clown, and delighted yet further when I learned that the orb's malingering presence no longer poses any threat. In that sense, at least, I hope you feel Mistral treated you fairly. I trust you're enjoying your adventures. I have to say I struggle to picture you outside of Waterdeep. Or your library, for that matter. Wherever your escapades take you, be sure to keep your larder well provisioned. After all, one never knows when an old friend might drop by. Dear Shadowheart, I hope that you are happy and well. I must keep this short as I remain surrounded by Shah's followers. At almost every waking moment in my new enclave. Wait, you are Shah's follower? I dearly wish for you to enjoy a night spent with old friends, and I hope that you and I shall share such a reunion. I know it must be strange for me to dwell on such heretical thoughts, yet I cannot help myself. Perhaps one day I shall find some measure of the bravery that you did, and walk away from this life. Until then, I shall keep safe and hold memories of you as my one ember of light amid an ocean of darkness, until I forget it. Till we find each other once again. I dreamed last night. Not that there are any nights here or any days. It was a dream about you, all of you, and you were here with me, and I had served bread and jam and oat crackers and cheese and enough tea to quench the desert. You nibbled and sipped and smiled and laughed, and you asked if I was happy. Nobody's asked that for so long that I don't know if anyone has ever asked it all. I didn't have the words to answer it, so instead I led you through my house and showed you all the souls that are here with me. They were Raphael's once, but now they only belong to themselves. The archive is an art gallery, the boudoir is a grand kitchen, and the dungeon is a refuge for any wounded soul or creature that finds its way to us. Am I happy? I don't know. But I am hope, and I persist because of you. I thought I'd reach out first for once. I finally had my baby, beautiful boy. Can't believe I ever thought of giving him up. Screams his head off half the night and I've barely slept, but I'm the happiest I've ever been. Other than my wedding day, of course. I decided to name him Connor after his dad. With Ethel gone, myself and some other hack survivors have started our own publishing house. We've only printed a few pamphlets so far, but I'm halfway through my first book. Me, an author. It's like something out of a dream. Mind you, it's all about how to kill hags, but you know what they say, write what you know. With every pamphlet we publish, more people show up at our support groups. As happy as that makes me, it breaks my heart to see how much harm Ethel did. But so long as I live, another hag won't set foot in Baldur's Gate, you have my word. Anyway, the reason I'm writing isn't just to talk your ear off, it's to say thank you. For saving a skating girl who thought she'd be their terrible mother. You couldn't have been more wrong. Next time we meet, pints are on me. And I hope you named your child Choose wisely. Oh no, you named it Connor, I forgot. I'm not much for leaving my city, but... What's enough? 9 fingers. But it does gladden a girl's heart to be asked to the ball, so I thank you for that much. In my place, accept a few casks of a fine vintage that managed to roll their way down from the upper city in all the commotion. The rebuilding has given rise to many such happy opportunities, worth discussing over more civilized drink in my guild hall if you find yourself at a loose end. Enjoy the muck, and see if you can get the higher upper to sing, you won't be disappointed. To the Malagir who freed me, to Lae'zel, to Latmagir, my words come to you on slate, for they are immutable and eternal. You are not just liberators, you are all warriors of the comet, whatever land you travel, whatever sea you cross, whatever plane you grace. Lakith's spawns fall one by one at the hands of my faithful, but the city of death stands and the queen sits on a vile throne at its center. But we stand at a precipice. Lae'zel, thanks to you we are soon to restore an old kinship, and Lakith will burn in the fires thus stoked. The protocols are written in you, and to you, Magir, I dedicate the first. All who call themselves Gith shall unite under one sky. Gith Katafkim crushed, whatever, Orpheus. That's a nice little epilogue. Just for the old times.
This one night is like any other, and yet different. Thou art the savior of Baldur's Gate, until such time it requires saving again. How dost thou feel?
Getting tired.
Surely thou thinkest not of sleep on this eve of celebration? For sleep will ever find thee, but thou may not see thy friends again until the end of days. So, I ask thee, how dost thou feel?
You gave me your life another chance, it is my best with it.
I am pleased to hear it. The satisfaction of one's intention is, to my surprise, a rare accomplishment. Enjoy the revelry of the day. Thou deservest at least that much. What indeed? Prick up thy ears and listen.
Give me a rap.
The balance of the world restore the balance of these lives, mortal and otherwise, brought to account. Hear me, thou heroes, wastrels, friends. I have waited long to tell you these words.
Did you know I'm actually Jurgle?
For now. Thou played thy part in weaving the fabric of fate itself, but for every thread you sewed, so did the gods unravel another. Sleep,
yes, they
rest,
want to be.
Revel, but be ready, for thou mayst yet be needed. Until we meet again, I wish thee every possible fortune, health, wealth,
bosom companion,
and above all, problems worth solving.
To freedom, justice, reasonably priced love, and a hard-boiled egg.
To you.
Well, this was definitely a game. I can't believe they cut this epilogue and had to patch it in later. Like, how long did I spend there now? Like half an hour or something? I gladly spent that time after spending 130 hours in this game, in this campaign rather, and with these companions. Is there a post-credit scene? I don't dare pressing the X.
There thou art, the dead three. Thy faces gods, thy actions barely worthy of the name. Didst truly believe thy ploy would succeed? Didst believe I would not notice? Thou soughtst to bolster thy strength by taking away the souls of mortals. But souls vanish when their hosts become
I disagree.
flares. Didst think the other gods would not notice? Gods thou may be, yet thou hast proven thyself fools. Everyone. The supplication of Bane, the whimper of Baal, the death mule of Merkel. Felled by mortals. I overestimated thee. They did not. Vermin, away. Thou wilt trouble us no more.
I'm not sure. It's always the dead fucking three. So they will trouble us again. I'm fairly convinced of that. Anyway, that was Baldur's Gate 3, and that took way longer than I thought it would. So I'm not gonna do Honor Mode shenanigans now. But I will probably start streaming again in a couple hours and then start with Max Payne, I suppose. Anyway, thanks for watching. Have a good rest of the evening, night, morning, whatever it is. In your place, time zone appropriate.